Welcome back, everybody. It's me, Stateside, and we've got a big video once again for you guys. Another Premier League preview, Manchester United versus Tottenham. First of all, I want you to know that we're doing these more and more as the season goes on and there's big matchups. But also, I want to know what your score prediction for the matchup. Manchester United versus Tottenham, currently both sitting about mid-table. Who do you think comes out on top? And is this something that will steer their season back on track? But without further ado, let's go ahead. Let's get on to our first key, which is going to be the high line of Spurs. So Spurs obviously known for playing with a very high line. They like to bomb their fullbacks forward, really pin the opposing team in, and it could be a situation that is very beneficial for them. You know, if Spurs do have the ability and the quality to pin them in to their defensive half, but this could also extremely backfire for Tottenham. The question that is really going to matter is, can Manchester United bait Tottenham out and then execute their one-touch passing that they obviously have tried to do against teams like Liverpool this season that hasn't quite worked out? Is this going to work this time against against Tottenham as they try to build out on the counter against a very high pressing Tottenham side? So Manchester United plays a system that could see them bait Spurs out. And we could see Manchester United net 5 past Spurs this weekend. But at the same time, you have to ask yourself, if Manchester United managed to get their wingers wide enough, could we see it force Porro and Udogie to backpedal a little bit on their before they push forward? Because, an over-the-top ball to Marcus Rashford on your left wing could prove extremely costly in a game of such fine margins. Kind of starting to transition, right there, we talked about it a little bit with Marcus Rashford. The wide areas, they're going to matter. First of all, no Tottenham fullback has delivered an assist this season. If they want to win, their crossing has to be better. Solanke has yet to really hit the ground running. He's had a few chances he's missed, but as I already mentioned, no assist for Porro or Udogie so far this season. For United, it's going to be difficult because, you've got two fullbacks that have already picked up an assist, but their defensive duties are going to be massive for this game, with probably Son and I'd imagine a Brennan Johnson, but you also have players like Kulusevski and Madison in the middle. So you got to really trust your fullbacks to execute their defensive duties, both teams in this matchup. Both Dalot and Mazraoui have picked up an assist this season. And for United, it's going to be crucial that they are able to neutralize Udogie and Porro as well. Obviously, the day you're seeing this, Tottenham would have played the day before. So I'm recording this Wednesday night. This is going to go out Friday, and Thursday Tottenham plays. So we don't know what's going to happen there. We don't know if there's going to be any injuries. Heaven forbid somebody gets hurt. But, again, those wide areas are going to be crucial in this matchup, whether that be Rashford, Son, whether that be Johnson, Diallo, Garnacho, whoever plays on that right side. And then, of course, you've got Mazraoui and Dalot, and then you've got Udogie and Porro. It's really going to be a testament of which team really is able to execute in those wide areas on who's going to be successful this weekend. Now, the last topic we talked about it a little bit with Solanke, but we're going to talk about it a little more in depth now. Manchester United currently leads the Premier League in chances missed with 17 big chances missed. Sitting behind them, tied for second, is Tottenham. I think they're tied with like 2 or 3 other teams, but Tottenham sit with 12 missed big chances. Both teams are creating, but the other issue is when they get these balls into these wide areas and they're able to deliver a solid cross from a Porro, is a player like Solanke going to be able to finish? Is a player like Son going to get the end of a cross-field ball from Porro and execute? Are they going to be able to execute these things? Is Madison going to be able to play that through ball? But also, will a Brennan Johnson be able to get on the end of it and net it? That's the question that's going to need to be answered this weekend. Same goes for Manchester United. If Rashford plays in a cross to Xerxes, is Xerxes going to be able to get on the end of it? It's a lot up in the air, especially with these two teams that have very much struggled to score goals this season. If we go look at their stats, Tottenham scoring goals hasn't been as much of a problem. They've just been missing chances. They have still scored 9 goals, which puts them above teams like Arsenal, above Newcastle, above Brighton, teams like that. But Manchester United have just scored 5 goals, which actually puts them, just above 3 teams: Southampton, Ipswich, and Crystal Palace. Puts them tied on goals with Bournemouth and West Ham. The only difference is United have only conceded 5 goals. Both teams have conceded 5 goals this season. I don't think defensive duties are going to be an issue in this matchup. I just think the difficulty is going to be creating those chances and executing them. Obviously, both teams only conceding 5. But when these chances get created, which team is going to execute is really, if you want to boil down all 3 keys into one key, it's finish your chances. Create them and finish them. And that's the biggest thing for both of these teams. Now, without further ado, let's get into my combined 11. For my combined 11, it's really a toss-up. You've got Onana and you've got Vicario. Both have conceded 1 goal per game. I think Vicario's made like 1 extra save during the season. However, I'm going to go with Onana. I just think, neither's fantastic. I think Onana probably is a little bit more controlling of his box. I still don't think he's good at it. Let's be clear. And I just think what Onana can do with his feet is much better than what Vicario can do with his. Going into our right back position, we're going to go with Porro, despite not having the best start of the season. When it comes to goals and assists, he has still been doing pretty well creating chances. So I'm going to go with Porro in that aspect. Romero, De Ligt, Martinez, and Van de Ven are the center backs we're going to talk about. I'm going to go with Van de Ven and De Ligt here. We're not going to go with a partnership. We're going to go with separate teams. And then at the left back position, we're going to go with Destiny Udogie. In the midfield, we're going to go with Ugarte at the 6. And then our 8s are going to be, we're actually going to go with Bruno and Madison, similar to something what we did with Arsenal City's combined 11. I just think that those 2 10s, if you just play them as 8s, it really doesn't matter, in my opinion. Going into our right wing, we're actually going to go with Garnacho there, and then left wing, we're going to go with Son, and then up top, really, it's 2 really bad options, but we're going to go with Xerxes, and that's going to be my striker. As for a final score, I do think that Manchester United will get the better of Tottenham, which is really hard to say given I've seen the performance of Manchester United against FC 20. And if I butchered that because there's a Dutch pronunciation to that, I apologize. But a 1-1 draw there against them. Taking a look at the stats, Manchester United, they're just not finishing their chances. 1.37 expected goals. And then a mistake from Eriksen cost them big there. So just to reiterate, our starting 11, our combined 11, Onana, Porro, De Ligt, and Van de Ven, Udogie, Ugarte, Bruno, Madison, Garnacho, Son, and Xerxes. And that's going to be a final scoreline of 2-1 in favor of Manchester United. But anyways, again, let me know what you guys think. Did I get anything wrong in the combined 11? Did I get anything wrong with the score? Who do you think is going to come out on top? Do you think this will turn their season around? And let me know all of that in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more Premier League previews, as well as a little more fun videos where we talk about, highlight players, signings and transfers and young players and things like that, where we just talk about, best young player, most overrated players, things like that. We also do those on the breakdown on Tuesday. We're kind of flip-flopping what we used to do just because I think previews make a little more sense, and we're still trying to figure it all out. But if you enjoy any of that or sounds interesting at all, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.